that nearly 2,000 children and teens committed suicide in 1 year alone while on these drugs.
Had I been told that 4 out of 100 children runs the risk of dying on an antidepressant, you can damn well be sure that my child never would have been on one.
I read a report in The Economist 2 weeks ago that said there are now 40 million prescriptions for Prozac alone. Before anyone takes any drug, they must know of its adverse effects. They must know of its contraindications. Patients need to have the information to make the informed choices, and simply cannot rely on information which is coming from the people who are in the business of selling these drugs.
The mercuric rise in the use of ADHD and antidepressant drugs among children is a black mark on Western medicine. We have seen it as our duty to explore why that is so, and why such flawed science was able to catapult these drugs to such epidemic proportions.
We have to understand that the people who manufacture a socially valuable product like drugs have to be separated from the people who evaluate the safety of those drugs. That's fundamental. And to do this, we need to have a firewall established between the manufacturers of drugs and the people who test the drugs. There can't be any collusion.
We've got to have transparency from clinical trials right through to the regulatory bodies, right through to the grassroots. We need public information and we need less corruption. It's as simple as that, and as complicated and difficult as that.
It has been said that it takes the highest courage to utter unpopular truths. The truth is, many have lost their lives in this modern battle for the brain. Many have been forever changed. The truth is, we have been betrayed, the science has been adulterated, and the road is strewn with casualties. And the truth is, a horrible storm is at our doorstep. There are children in its path, and countless souls yet to save.
They are attacking children. They are throwing out the parental and educational forces that were geared to bring children into human society. They're attacking the very foundations of what being human is all about. They're robbing children of their souls.
I think it's a moral dilemma of incredibly profound importance. And we really should be thinking, do we have a right to put 1 out of every 70 kids on an antipsychotic drug that will diminish their capacity to be? Do we have that right to generate profits, to do that to poor kids, to 2-year-olds, to 3-year-olds? And I think that's something that maybe we should try to confront. I think it's an incredibly pressing and important moral question.
The veil has been lifted, and now we must see things as they truly are, for the sake of our children and for the future of Generation RX.
The notion that there's a quick fix, a magic bullet, a potion, it's just very tempting, isn't it? Aladdin rubbed his lamp and the genie came out. I mean, the problem is that the magic bullet doesn't deliver. They scarcely ever do.
We should have listened. We could still listen to the wisdom of common people. They tried so desperately to tell us what is fact, what is fiction, what is real.
I would much rather today be a messenger of life if one of you will simply listen to what I have to say and bring life, or at least give somebody the chance, a future unsuspecting victim, the chance to have a life. And I thank you, and I hope that you heard what I said.
We have been taught that we are the masters of our own destiny, that we are free to discover life as billions have done before us. But never has a society drugged so many children with such ruthless intoxicants. The victims are, most important of all, human beings, children who should be living the best years of their lives. As we have learned, what's good for Wall Street may be deadly for Main Street. And yet it goes on and on and on. Will we surrender, or will we fight these medical dictates? Will we embrace the truth or succumb to the lies? The answers to these questions will determine our history well beyond the lives of Generation RX.
What we need you to do, an advisory committee, please help us inform the patients so that all patients, even those who have the side effect, will be well aware and doctors can see it and they can prevent the deaths. When did it become FDA's job to promote the drugs or promote the diseases? The pharmaceutical companies are great at that. They don't need help in that. We're talking about doctors and patients being given the whole story, both the good and the bad, an informed choice.
So you can certainly look at modern medicine and you can be concerned about a certain lack of respect for the body's natural healing processes. So there is a sense in which I think we're relying a little too much on the latest psychiatric medicines. I do think we're not cautious enough about the broader social and emotional context of people's lives.
Kurt, turn the camera off, we can talk.